Hello again, my subscribers. Today, we're going to do a Let's Read. As the thumbnail suggests, we are reading Garfield Fanfictions. Now, I'm not going to do all of the Garfield fanfictions. I'm only going to do the ones that pertain to the fanfiction that I wrote that, as I said before, acts as a sequel to My Immortal. Believe me, it will all make sense once we get there. So, to give a little detail, these Garfield fanfictions are written by a man or woman, or, maybe gender fluid or non-binary, I don't know, by the name of ShakespeareHemmingway. This is a guy or girl, or someone, who has a style that has to be read or listened to be believed.
And so, without further gilding the lily, and with no more ado,
let's read Garfield Fanfictions by ShakespeareHemmingway. It was a bright morning filled with misty joy when Garfield awoke from slumber. "I am hungry," Garfield thought with hungrous glee. "I must have food or my stomach will rebel." John Arbuckle was cleaning his dishes and Odie was busy practicing his fencing. "Good morning, Garfield. Did you hear? Lasagna Palace is opened." "Lasagna Palace? What is this tomfoolery?" roared Garfield. "Check the TV. There the truth will be revealed," responded John Arbuckle. Garfield looked at the television and saw a beautiful commercial. "Lasagna Palace, where all of your lasagna fantasies will become a reality." "I will go to this palace and find my lasagna," said Garfield. "Be careful, Garfield, for I sense dangerous peril," said John Arbuckle. "I am always careful," responded Garfield as he walked out the door. Garfield walked down the street whistling his sweet music when a bus passed him on the road. Upon seeing the bus, Garfield thought to himself, "What strangeness." All of a sudden, Garfield's cell phone leaped to life with a thrilling shriek. "Who is this?" Garfield sternly demanded. "I am Howard Payne, the lasagna bomber," responded an evil voice. "Pop quiz, Garfield. What do you do when there is a bomb on a bus filled with innocents?" "What madness is this?" Garfield bombasted. "There is a bomb on that bus that just passed you, and if the bus goes under maximum speed, it will explode," shouted the vile voice. "Oh no, I am the only one who can save them." Garfield rushed to the bus and flung himself in. "Who are you, acrobatic cat?" bellowed the bus driver. "I am Garfield, and there is a bomb on this bus. You must drive at maximum speed." Upon seeing Garfield, a shifty man stood up and pointed a gun at Garfield. "You will not take me, Garfield. I am not going to prison. If you do not believe me, then look at the point of my gun, for it is not a liar," said the man with great haste. "Relax, man. I am not here for you. Whatever you did, I am sure you are sorry. Here I am not a cat. We are just two cool dudes on a bus," responded Garfield in a coolly chill voice. The man seemed to relax, but then a stupid man in football suit tried to tackle him, causing him to fire at the bus driver who was hurt. Garfield kicked away the man's gun with furious speed. "Stay there, crime rat," scolded Garfield. Garfield rushed to the driver, who was hurt bad. "My friend, your sacrifice will not be in vain. I will eat you, and your strength will be mine own," said Garfield tenderly to the bus driver. And so Garfield ate the driver. "Who will now drive the bus?" asked Garfield. A very pretty lady stood up. "I will drive the bus," she exclaimed. "Okay, get your rear into gear and get over there," shouted Garfield. "What must I do?" she asked. "You must keep the bus at maximum speed to avoid certain detonation," responded Garfield. They sped along the highway at maximum speed, but all was not well. "This is too fast. If we keep going at this speed, the passengers will get seasick," the young woman said concernedly. "That is a risk I am willing to take," responded Garfield with stern determination. A few miles ahead, Garfield saw that the road ended in a dead end right off a freeway. "Oh no, if we keep going there, we'll be certain doom," said the woman. "I know, but what choice do we have?" responded Garfield. It was then, in the distance, that they saw a figure. It was none other than John Arbuckle. John Arbuckle's eyes flashed with the fury of an owl. John Arbuckle bent his knees and put his hands to the side while beginning to mutter some words. Energy was building in John Arbuckle's hands as he said the words, "Amico!" A blast of energy shot forth from John Arbuckle's hands and destroyed the bus, killing everyone but Garfield, who was cast a barrier's spell in time. "Garfield, I have been looking all over for you. Thank goodness you are all right," exclaimed John Arbuckle. "Yes, but I will have vengeance on the lasagna bomber and avenge those innocent passengers," said Garfield. Garfield shook his fist at the sun. "I will avenge you!" Garfield and John Arbuckle walked into the lasagna palace with renewed determination. To be continued. Garfield and John Arbuckle entered the lasagna palace after their tango with the lasagna bomber. There they saw glorious things. They saw lasagna covered in gold, silver, and even brass. It was a delicious sight indeed. "Garfield, look at this, isn't it incredible?" asked John Arbuckle. "Yes, but I need to find the counter and order before I revolt from hunger," said Garfield. Garfield spotted the counter and approached, but to his startlement, he recognized who was behind it. "It is the lasagna bomber," said Garfield. "What? How could you be alive?" said the lasagna bomber as he fled with a jogging motion. "Why is the lasagna bomber here?" demanded John Arbuckle. "It is obvious he was planning to destroy the Statue of Liberty with lasagna hellfire," responded Garfield. "Quickly, we must follow him," said Garfield, following the lasagna bomber to a back room. In the room, Garfield saw the lasagna bomber leap into a portal. "We must follow him into the unknown land," said Garfield as he leapt into the portal. "I am in your tail," shouted John Arbuckle. Out of the portal, Garfield and John Arbuckle arrived in front of a large building surrounded by trees. In front of the building, they saw 3 young youths. "What is this place, you loiterers?" asked Garfield with righteous fury. "This is Hogwarts. I am Harry Potter," answered the bespectacled youth. "And these are my friends, Hermione and Ron. We have been expecting you, Garfield." "Of course," answered Garfield. "The lasagna bomber must have came here to force himself on Voldemort, so they can conspire for the purposes of evil." "Yes," answered Harry Potter. "You must come into Hogwarts and study magic so you can battle them." They entered Hogwarts and wandered its halls when Hermione spoke to Garfield. "Garfield, you are ruggedly handsome. Will you not be my boyfriend?" "Sorry, pussy lips," answered Garfield. "My only love is fighting and adventure." As they trespassed the halls, a young man with blonde hair approached them. "Ha-ha, Garfield! I am Draco Malfoy, and I will not let you pass. I will defeat you in the name of the darkness." "All right, kid, let's throw it down," responded Garfield. They fought with blinding fury, exchanging blows like pumas in the jungle. Draco Malfoy used his double kick technique, but Garfield countered with a shoryuken he learned from Ryu. "Agaga!" cried out Draco Malfoy. "You are beaten." "I not think," said Draco Malfoy, as he threw a lightning shock into Garfield's eyes like a dirty trickster. "My eyes, you rodent!" shouted Garfield as he fell onto the ground. "Now you are the one who is beat," said Draco as he stood over Garfield. "No, fool, I hope you did not eat dinner yet, for it is time for a meal of lead." said Garfield as Garfield fired into Draco Malfoy's chest with his left leg, which was also a shotgun. The shot went through Draco Malfoy and sent him dead. Garfield, I did not know your left leg was a shotgun, said John Arbuckle. Yes, I had it replaced during World War I, responded Garfield. But Garfield, that was a long time ago, said John Arbuckle. No, this one was in the future, responded Garfield. Come, Garfield, we must teach you magic, said Harry Potter. No, said Garfield, magic is for women in impotence. Then what will you do, Garfield? Asked Harry Potter. I will train like a man and get super strength, responded Garfield. I will have to train in times zero gravity. Times zero gravity? Everyone responded in unison. You are a mad cat. You will surely be crushed by such intense force, said John Arbuckle. No, I am made of iron muscle now. I will go into my gravity machine for training. Do not disturb me, said Garfield with fighting spirit. What a man, thought Hermione. Garfield entered his gravity chamber and prepared to train for the final combat. To be continued. Garfield was almost done training in his gravity machine, doing his one-handed push-ups and pull-ups at the same time. For his final exercise, he lifted a dumbbell that weighed 1,000 gigatons with one hand. After his refreshing workout, he realized he had super strength and iron muscle. I am now ready for supreme battle, he said to himself as he emerged out of his gravity machine. Outside, he saw John Arbuckle, Harry Potter, and the others waiting. Your abs are as hard as ice, said John Arbuckle with impressment. You are like Greek god, Garfield. You are Hercules, said Harry Potter. Garfield, you are so manly with testosterone, said Hermione. Enough chit-chat. We have villainy to end. Come, John Arbuckle, said Garfield as he hopped into his red Corvette with custom lasagna license plate. Garfield, we must come and help you, said Harry Potter with concerned voice. Yes, please let us help you, said Hermione, crying uncontrollably like a woman. No, this is man's work, said Garfield with stern rightness, because he knew he was right. Garfield then drove off with John Arbuckle with cool music blaring and gave his fans a farewell thumbs up. As Garfield drove, he and John had intimate talks of great emotion. Garfield, you cannot spend your days fighting evil and questing for adventure. You must one day find a woman to cook and clean for you so you can settle down. John Arbuckle, the day I stop fighting will be the day I stop breathing. Evil has not stopped and neither do I, said Garfield as he rubbed his most square jaw. As Garfield, John Arbuckle sped at near maximum speed down the road, they noticed they were being tailgated by two wizards riding motorcycle brooms. Oh no, Garfield! Voldemort must have sent them to foil our heroism. The only thing they will foil is themselves. Take wheel, John Arbuckle, exclaimed Garfield in exhilaration. Garfield jumped on the roof of his very expensive red Corvette. The road is closes for construction, Garfield shouted with heroism. One of the biker wizards threw a Molotov cocktail at Garfield's red Corvette, chipping off some paint off. That is coming out of your allowances, shouted Garfield as he shot the villain with his pocket machine gun, sending him flying to doom. As another wizard biker approached, Garfield faced him with earnest. I am the Federal Department of Motorcycles, and your life sentence has been revoked, declared Garfield as he drop-kicked the biker wizard into oblivion. Garfield thought he had won the battle when he heard a loud helicopter sound. A wizard driving a helicopter had appeared. Will this foolery not be ending? Thought Garfield aloud to himself. Garfield leapt like grasshopper 500 miles into the air to meet the helicopter. I like my helicopters shaken, not stirred, said Garfield most coolly as he grabbed the helicopter and pile-drived it into the ground. Garfield returned to the driver's seat where he took helm. We have no lose time to spare. Let's put the pedal to the metal and go overdrive, said Garfield fearlessly. With those wise words, Garfield sped along to the lair of Voldemort and the lasagna bomber. When Garfield and John Arbuckle came to the lair, it was barricaded with do not enter signs and attack dogs and security guards. But it was little threat to them. They smashed their way through the steel barricades, running over many evil henchmen. Soon they entered the throne room, where the lasagna bomber and Voldemort were hatching evil plans. "Ha ha, Garfield, you are too late. Our plan is in the final step," said Voldemort. "That is right, Garfield. Soon we will send lasagna bombs to the equator to destroy it, killing the children with global warming," shouted the lasagna bomber outrageously. "No, I will not let the children down. They look up to me. The only equator that will be destroyed is you," said Garfield with justice. "Garfield, you are manly, but are you manly enough to fight me alone?" said Voldemort. "No, Garfield, he is using trickery," cried out John Arbuckle. "Silence, I will fight him alone and teach him to question my manliness," said Garfield. Voldemort cast Ultima 4 at Garfield, knocking him down and pinning him. "You are pinned," said Voldemort. "Enough of this woman's fighting," said Garfield as he channeled his inner energy. As Garfield channeled, his muscles grew even bigger and his shirt ripped off. "Now I am mean business," scowled Garfield. Garfield then punched right through Voldemort's magic barriers and into his chest, pulling his heart out of his evil chest. "I will give this to the sick child needing heart transplant," said Garfield proudly as he held the heart. "No, I am heartbroken for the second time," said Voldemort as he fell down to his death. "It is your turn, lasagna bomber. Time to pay the porpoise," said Garfield with roaring power. "No, Garfield, it is your time to pay with dividends," said the lasagna bomber as he pointed his rocket launcher at Garfield's chest. "One step closer, and you will be having heartburn," said the lasagna bomber with wicked vengeance. Garfield lunged forward with courage, but was shot in the chest. Everyone was shocked and dismayed. "No!" said John Arbuckle with moaning agony. "Ha ha! I have won, and you have lost," said the lasagna bomber leeringly. "No, villain, it is you who has met the Maker," said Garfield dramatically as he tore off his shirt to reveal a bulletproof vest. "I will use the power of love and friendship to defeat you," said Garfield as he pulled out his magnum and shot the lasagna bomber in half. "You may have won the battle, but the war has just begun," shouted the lasagna bomber torso as it flew into space. With Voldemort and the lasagna bomber beaten, their lair destroyed with force of 10 nuclear bombs, Garfield and John Arbuckle rowed away on the open sea, pondering futures. "The day is saved, Garfield," said John Arbuckle, looking into the open sea as he rowed his raft. "Yes, but for how long?" said Garfield as he rode his custom Harley-Davidson motorcycle next to John Arbuckle. They both rode into the sunset, with camaraderie in their hearts and friendship in their minds. The end? Author's note. I saw A King's Speech, and it is very inspiring to me. I hope the story inspires you as well. King George VI was practicing a speech for people of England. War was coming with battle intentions, and English people needed the inspiration. "I am king, but I cannot speak," said King George VI with worry. "Do not be worrying, I will help you talk the words of truth," said Lionel Logue with linguistics. Lionel Logue then began teaching English to King George VI, but it was no use. Words were sealed in his mouth like air in a paper bag. "Why is this not working?" cried out King George VI in anguish. "This is no good. I must call Winston Churchill. He will know what to do," said Queen Helena Bonham Carter with urgency. Queen Helena Bonham Carter then went to the royal phone and called Winston Churchill with worry news. "Winston Churchill, it is awful. Speech training is not working. What will we do?" Queen Helena Bonham Carter said with panic. "Drastic times call for drastic measurements. This job is for a real man," Winston Churchill said as he pulled out a secret compartment revealing orange button with marking of lasagna clenched fist. "Mistress Britain needs the hero. said Winston Churchill as he pressed the orange button with patriotism in his heart. Meanwhile, in throne room, Lionel Logue kept teaching King George VI how to speak in vain. He taught with patience, but no learning has been done. It is hopeless, said King George VI with exasperation. All of a sudden, there was a huge boom heard, and all looked to the wall. There was a hole that was cat-shaped, but could only be made by man. Out of it, they saw a mystery figure full of muscle and manhood. Thunder crashed with lightning and rockin' heavy metal music with awesome riffs played as the figure entered the room with style. "Who is that?" cried out King George VI with shock. "Garfield?" cried out Lionel Logue with panic. Sweat ran down Lionel Logue's face and eyes nearly popped out of the head at sight of the might that he witnessed. Garfield walked toward Lionel Logue with feet fueled with courage and grabbed him by collar and head-butted him, sending him to the ground. "What?" shouted King George VI with worry. "Behold, the truth of lies," declared Garfield as he put his foot on Lionel Logue's neck and tore Lionel Logue's suit off, revealing Nazi uniform. "What can this be?" said King George VI with disbelief. "So, Garfield, you have figured me out. It is true. I am Nazi spy," said Lionel Logue with revelation. "He was going to make you read this," Garfield said as he took paper out of Lionel Logue's pocket with speech full of evil Nazi propaganda. "Travesties!" cried out King George VI as he fell on his knees, crying. "Fools! You may have unraveled my disguise, but there is no hope. Nazi evil will rule this world," taunted Lionel Logue with evil. "You have a fresh mouth, but I prefer my Nazis well done," said Garfield slyly as he took out his handgun lighter and threw it at Lionel Logue, burning him to a crisp. "Feel the burn," quipped Garfield as he took out an expensive Cuban cigar and lit it on burning Nazi corpse. "Thank you, Garfield, for unveiling truth of evil. But who will teach me secretive speech?" asked King George VI with concern. "You must teach him, Garfield. You are our only hope of Britain," asked Queen Helena Bonham Carter with begging. "Very well, I will teach you how to be man. First, you must pay me the price of royal supply of lasagna," Garfield demanded with justice. "But we need lasagna to buy guns for war," protested King George VI with kingship. "The only guns you will be needing is these," Garfield said as he pointed to his massive arms. "Very well, then you will have price of royal lasagna," said King George VI with finger-snapping as servants came out with golden plate filled with lasagna. "This will do for now. Come, we must train you for the strength of speaking. Only then will words of truth leave your mouth," Garfield said with wisdom as he brought King George VI to training room. "Now say words of justice," Garfield commanded of King George VI. King George VI tried to say words of justice, but only nonsense of fools came out. "No!" Garfield yelled as he slapped King George VI across the face with a mighty hand. "I am sorry, Garfield, I am useless. I wish I was 1/4 the man you are," King George VI said with crying regret. "Enough of the tears, you crying boy. Time to train your mouth muscles," said Garfield with encouragement to King George VI. "Pull this with your mouth," said Garfield as he pointed to a wagon full of 100-pound weights. "It is too heavy. I am not strong enough," said King George VI with complaints. "Insolence! Do as I say!" roared Garfield with commands. King George VI took Wagon by the mouth and pulled with all his might. As he pulled, Garfield hopped on Wagon and whipped him for encouragement. After much pulling, King George VI collapsed with exhaustion. "I can pull no more," King George VI said with lazy words. "Fine, you pathetic man. Time for your next training. You must catch this bullet with your mouth," Garfield said while loading his Desert Eagle with bullet of education. "I cannot do this thing. I am but a weakling," said King George VI with despair. "But you must," Practice makes perfect. Now try for Great Britain, said Garfield as he pointed his Desert Eagle at King George VI. Garfield shot Bullet with accuracy of comet and speed of galloping turkey, being chased on Thanksgiving Day. King George VI could not catch Bullet and was hurt a bit. Garfield, my mouth is with pain, whined King George VI with complaining. No pain, no gain, now be trying again, Garfield commanded, aiming gun again. Garfield fired Bullet again with his teaching ways, and King George VI got closer to catching Bullet. Good, you are improving. Now it is time for nutrition, Garfield said, bringing out a trail of lasagna. Garfield, I do not like lasagna. I prefer clams, said King George VI with refusals. Garfield stared at Monarch with burning eyes at the idiot words which crawled in his ears. Are you king or a little baby princess? Eat the food that will give you strength of virile stallion, Garfield commanded, shoving lasagna in King George VI's mouth. Garfield, you are right. This lasagna is delicious. Thank you, King George VI thanked with gratitude. As King George VI ate the lasagna, his body became full nutrition and strength, and he became ready for more training. I am ready. Train me more, said King George VI with determination. That is being more like it. Time to crush the ends of your limits, Garfield said with coaching. Garfield trained King George VI for hours and days, smashing his mental and physical boundaries with iron fists. As they trained for the speeches of inspiration, Queen Helena Bonham Carter looked on with wanting at Garfield. During break, when Garfield was enjoying some nutritious lasagna full of raw power, Queen Helena Bonham Carter approached him with desire. As Queen Helena Bonham Carter spoke, Spanish guitar played and waves crashing on the shore was heard in distance to set mood on romance. Garfield, I have watched you for some time now and can no longer hold the feeling inside me, Queen Helena Bonham Carter whispered with lust. Your lips move, but I can read the words in your eyes. They tell me what a woman wants that only I can give, said Garfield with seduction. Garfield, I crave your manly love. King George VI cannot satisfy me. Outside he may be king, but in the bedroom he is peasant, sighed Queen Helena Bonham Carter with sultry voice. Fear no longer, my royal rose. I will tend your garden with rakes of pleasure, Garfield assured her with romance. You taught my husband now how to be a real man. Now you must teach me how to be a real woman, said Queen Helena Bonham Carter. No more playtime, pussycat. It is time to unleash the orange anaconda, Garfield roared as he unlocked his pants. My husband may have trouble with words, but I am expert with my mouth, said Queen Helena Bonham Carter with wink. Very good, because I am going to train your mouth for maximum pleasure, Garfield said as he embraced Helena Bonham Carter for lovemaking. I want to polish your royal scepter with my tongue, said Queen Helena Bonham Carter with flirting. Queen Helena Bonham Carter began to give Garfield maximum moral loving, for she was eager beaver to make her macho man happy. Enough appetizers for time for main course, Garfield said as he embraced Queen Helena Bonham Carter for lovemakings. Garfield and Queen Helena Bonham Carter embraced each other and crashed their bodies like meteor collision. They wrapped around each other like slimy eels and became one in heat of moments. Meanwhile, in Nazi Germany, Hitler was plotting schemes of evil. Hitler, it is awful. Our planful schemes have failed. Garfield is training King George VI, and soon you will speak the words of inspiration, and we will be destined to lose, cried out the Nazi thug with pathetic crying. No worries, my evil minion. I have backup plan that is the sure bet. With it, King George VI will fail his speaking and Nazi horror will rule this world, said Hitler with horrible evil. But what of Garfield? Questioned the Nazi thug with worrying. Not even Garfield might can stop the plans. Soon all will fall to us, said Hitler with confident wickedness. Meanwhile, in Buckingham Palace, after nights of vigorous love-making, Garfield and Queen Helena Bonham Carter were holding each other with romance on sands of the beach, watching waves come in. Garfield, you made me feel things I could not feel. You taught my husband to speak, but you taught me to scream, Queen Helena Bonham Carter said with gratitude. It is pleasure. You are my teacher's pet, said Garfield as he held Queen Helena Bonham Carter firmly in arms. Soon King George VI came to the beach to inform Garfield of information. Garfield, it is almost time for the big speech. I am worried I am not ready, King George VI said with self-questioning. Remember the teachings of wisdom I have taught you, and victory will be rewarded, Garfield lectured with profoundness. You are greatest mind of the age, King George VI said with admiration of Garfield. Winston Churchill then walked in for the alerts. It is time. You must go to make the speeches, said Winston Churchill with seriousness. Very well, I remember the teachings of Garfield and go, said King George VI with courage. King George VI went to front of Buckingham Palace for speech of inspiration. Garfield and Queen Helena Bonham Carter sat behind him for support. Before making speech of majesty, King George VI put on crown of royalty. Greetings, England people. Prepare for my words, which are exploding with truth, said King George VI as he began to give speeches of virtue. All was going well with speeches when a suddenly mysterious sound came from King George VI's crown. An antenna came out of it. King George VI's eyes became spiraled with hypnosis, and he began saying words of Nazi evil. What is this? Cried out Queen Helena Bonham Carter with shock. Garfield looked at the King George VI's crown and knew what the score was. I will be taking care of this, said Garfield as he took King George VI's crown and tossed it into the air. This crown is crushed, quipped Garfield as he took out his Desert Eagle and shot the crown into pieces. With crown crushing complete, King George VI was returned to normal mind. Thank you, Garfield. I have normal mind now, King George VI spoke with thinking. Curse you, Garfield. You have foil plans, shouted a voice from the crowd with anger. It was Neville Chamberlain. Neville Chamberlain tore off his face to reveal he was really Nazi in disguise. Time for escalator escape, shouted out doppelganger Neville Chamberlain as he escaped up escalator to Nazi Zeppelin. You may have foiled our plots for speech, but victory will be ours. Taste explosion, shouted Nazi doppelganger Neville Chamberlain as he dropped bomb from Zeppelin. Nazi bomb came hurtling to Buckingham Palace, where all were sitting in horror, but Garfield was not flinching. As bomb came down, Garfield caught it in his hand with mighty grip and stared down Nazi Zeppelin with eyes of exploding fury. Bomb voyage, roared Garfield as he tossed the bomb at Nazi Zeppelin with throwing of home run pitcher, making it explode into Nazi Zeppelin. Nazi doppelganger Neville Chamberlain then crawled out of wreckage for desperate escaping, but saw Garfield standing over him. Nazi racism will rule this world. I am spitting on you, spat Nazi doppelganger Neville Chamberlain with contempt. You are clearly having brain problem. Let me fix this, Garfield quipped as he took out his Desert Eagle and blew off Nazi scum's head off. Garfield, you have done it. You have halted Nazi scheme, and words of inspiration have reached Mother Britain, cried out Queen Helena Bonham Carter as she ran to Garfield, embracing him. No problem, my sexy sovereign. It is time we celebrate the way man and woman are made to, Garfield said with wink. Good job, Garfield. I am grateful for you forever, said King George VI with thanking. Thanks, but there is still work to be done. War has just begun. But as long as I am breathing breath, eating lasagna, and loving ladies, I will be here killing Nazis, Garfield declared with declaration. Garfield, you are a true hero. I am going to give you proper rewards and knight you in the bedroom, said Queen Helena Bonham Carter with love pumping in her heart and breasts as she led Garfield to royal bedroom. Very well, chickie. But when we were in bedroom, you will be bound to me, said Garfield with sexiness as he went to bedroom with Queen Helena Bonham Carter. Hours later in Nazi Germany, Hitler was taking an evil Nazi nap, having dreams of Nazi conquest when suddenly his dreams were being interrupted. In his dreams, Garfield appeared and began mowing down Nazis with brutal justice, tearing them to pieces with his might. No! Cried out Hitler as he woke with cold sweat and tears. Out of corner of his eyes, he saw things of peculiarity. It was Nazi corpses impaled on wall. Hitler approached with fears and dreads and trembled like a little girl. On impaled corpses was a note written in the blood of dead Nazis. I am coming for you next. Sincerely, Garfield, read the letter with promises. Hitler quivered and trembled and cried eyes out at the horror, for he knew his time was ending near by Garfield's hands of manly power. The end? Author's note. I hope I inspired you to destroy the boundaries of your limitations. It was Christmas Eve, and Ralphie was looking to max and relax. Boy, I cannot wait for Christmas. It is the best time of year. Soon I will have the Red Ryder BB gun, and wealth, glory, and women will be mine for the taking, thought Ralphie to himself. While Ralphie was chilling and dreaming of BB gun conquest, Ralphie's mother came in to check on him. Ralphie, tomorrow is the big day, and you have been a most excellent boy this year. Soon all of your dreams will come true, said Ralphie's mother with comfort words. Yes, you are right, Mother. Soon I will have everything a man can want, the Red Ryder BB gun. With it, the world will be my clam. Ralphie responded as he lounged back in his smoking jacket and took a sip of his Ovaltine. Christmas is not all about the Red Ryder BB gun. It is also about family, friends, and being together with loved ones, scolded Ralphie's mother with teachings. Do not be lecturing me, woman. The Red Ryder BB gun is the means and the ends, the alpha and the omega. Ralphie responded with fury. Oh, Ralphie, thought Ralphie's mother as she walked out of his room, shaking her head. Enough frivolous talking, time for sleep so Christmas may come, and I may meet BB gun destiny, Ralphie said to himself as he lied down for slumber. That night, Ralphie dreamed of BB gun glory, taking what was his and leaving scraps of dogs for anyone else. Women knelt at his feet, and wealth of decadence surrounded him. When he woke, he was sweating with anticipation to meet his BB gun glory. He rushed downstairs with feet guided by Valkyries. When he came downstairs, his family was there waiting for him. We are ready to open presents. Come sit down with your family, said Ralphie's father. Excellent, the time has come. Let the games begin, said Ralphie as he sat down with open his destiny. Ralphie tore through presents like tiger tearing through fresh lobster. But time and again he was met with disappointment. Clothes, socks, and toys for mere children. Not the item of desire that he so sought with eagerness. The gravest of insults came with next present. It contained pink bunny pajamas. What is this foolishness? Roared Ralphie with indignity. Oh, how adorable. You must try it on, said Ralphie's mother with encouragement. I would rather try on hat full of mustard, Ralphie said with disgust. Ralphie, you will not open another present until you try this on, commanded Ralphie's father with orders. So be it, said Ralphie as he walked upstairs to try on his pink bunny pajamas. As Ralphie changed, he thought to himself of how the Red Ryder BB gun would make this all worthwhile. Once I get my Red Ryder BB gun, I will repay this humiliation tenfold, Ralphie thought to himself with contempt. After Ralphie changed into his pink bunny pajamas, he came downstairs to the delight of his mother and the mockings of his brother. Ha ha, you are a pink bunny, said Randy with mocking. Dance for me, boy, do the bunny dance, said Ralphie's mother with mad smile on her face. Ralphie swallowed his considerable pride and hopped like bunny he was supposed to be. Hop, 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 said Ralphie as he hopped, fire of rage burning inside him. Ha 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 ho ho ho, exclaimed Ralphie's family with joyous mocking as they watched Ralphie hop. May I please stop? Cried out Ralphie with tears of humiliation in his eyes. Very well, go up and change, and we will open the rest of your presents, Ralphie's father said with mercy. Ralphie rushed upstairs like a speeding hurricane, and faster than 3 nanoseconds was back in normal clothes and heading back downstairs. Looks like you have only one present left, said Ralphie's father, pointing to a corner of the room where one lone box stood. It was long and rectangular and intrigued Ralphie. Ralphie rushed to it with opening intent and tore open the wrapper with the ferocity of an owl. But the revelation of the opening would shatter his heart. For what he saw shocked his mind and crushed his spirits. "A George Foreman grill?" cried out Ralphie in despair. "Yes, now you can grill burgers at faster than light speeds with minimum mess," said Ralphie's mother proudly. "There comes a day when every boy must enter manhood and get his own George Foreman grill," said Ralphie's father with fact. The rage of anger and the boil of blood filled Ralphie's body, and he could no longer control the fury. "No!" cried out Ralphie as he picked up grill and smashed it on his knee. In a fit of rage, Ralphie went down to the basement to his satanic shrine to perform profane rituals. "Mighty Lucifer, grant me the power to seek revenge and take all of the Red Ryder BB guns I desire," requested Ralphie with darkness. "Very well," boomed a voice from the shrine. "I will make you my avatar on Earth, and you will bring hell to it," said the voice as it infused Ralphie with unholy power. Dark power of pure evil overcame Ralphie, and he turned from Ralphie 9-year-old boy to Ralphie Lord of Darkness. In his hand was a flaming Red Ryder BB gun, which he can administer his terrible vengeance with. As his transformation completed, Ralphie's parents and brother entered basement to see what commotion was all about. "Ralphie, what are you doing?" asked Ralphie's mother. "Silence, woman, you no longer have any hold over me," Ralphie boomed with evil hell voice. "Ralphie, stop this nonsense at once," scolded Ralphie's father with discipline. "Fool, I am the new lord of this house, and from it I will conquer Earth with hellfire," Ralphie declared with evil as he summoned a Baylor to capture his former family. Meanwhile, in hottest nightclub in Big City, Garfield was chillin', sipping champagne and eating lasagna as sexy ladies sat around him and laughed at his jokes. "And that is why the puppy got arrested for larceny," joked Garfield with punchlines. "Ha ha ha ha, Garfield, you are so witty," laughed sexy ladies with sides splitting. Amidst laughing at Garfield's joke, there was news report on TV. "Attention all, Ralphie has summoned a portal to hell and has waged war on this planet to establish his dark kingdom." "If only a true hero was man enough to save humanity," said news reporter with warnings. "Outrageous!" Garfield roared as he crushed champagne glass in his hand. "Oh, Garfield, must you go again? Can you not stay and tell us more hilarity and pleasure us with your manly body?" sexy ladies asked with pining. "Sorry, my sexy sweets, there is a lad who needs punishing," Garfield said as he stood up for leaving. "Ralphie, you have been a naughty boy, and now you are going to be getting a stocking full of lead," Garfield said chilly as he loaded his Desert Eagle. Garfield strode outside where his red Corvette was waiting. In the distance, where Ralphie's house was, he saw a spiraling tower of darkness surrounded by flames and fire. "Ralphie, I have a special present for you. 2 orders of fist wrapped in pain," Garfield said as he hopped into his red Corvette. Garfield drove at cutting-edge speeds to battle the forces of darkness. As Garfield drove by, he saw demonic servants of Ralphie stealing Red Ryder BB guns from a toy store. "Oh no, it's Garfield!" cried out the demon fiends in terror. "Friends of fire, enter the abyss of my fist," Garfield said as he punched demons with hurricane of punches, sending them back to their hell home. "There is your return trip home, courtesy of death," Garfield said with coolness as he leapt back into Red Corvette for driving. As Garfield drove closer to Ralphie's Tower of Darkness, scenery began to change to fiery hellscape. Trees darkened and twisted to dead husks and sky filled with fire and ash. "Ralphie, you will pay for what you have done to the environment," Garfield said with ecology. Garfield finally arrived at tower gates guarded by 2 giant bull demons, one wielding a mace and the other a giant axe. "No one may enter the domain of Lord Ralphie," bellowed the bull demons. "I have no time for bull," Garfield said as he took out his Desert Eagle. Garfield, with one bullet, shot one bull demon in the head, which then ricocheted off of the gate and into the other bull demon's head, killing them both. "Bullseye," Garfield said with slick style as he holstered his Desert Eagle upon bull demon's defeat. Garfield kicked down gates with manly foot and entered the Tower of Ralphie. In the lobby, Garfield saw statues and mosaics of Ralphie with his beloved Red Ryder BB gun, as well as fountains of lava and blood. Ralphie, Santa Claus is off duty, and the only sleighing being done tonight will be you, Garfield said as he walked into the lobby. In the center of lobby, Garfield saw an elevator to the top of the tower. The elevator to hell leads up, Garfield pondered with philosophy. He entered the elevator and pressed up. The elevator shot up like a steam train powered by gas and brought Garfield to Ralphie's throne room. When reaching destination, Garfield saw Ralphie sitting upon a throne of bone dressed in dark metal armor with spikes. Behind him was a portal to hell where he summoned his demonic armies of chaos. Next to him was his family locked in a cage hanging over a pit of lava. Garfield, I should have known you would try to interfere with my plans, but it is of no use. The very power of hell is mine to command. Ralphie spoke with mocking words. Ralphie, you have been bad. Now it is time for corporal punishing, Garfield said as he cracked his knuckles. The only punishing that will be done will be from me to this world. I have suffered enough indignities. The earth will pay for denying me my Red Ryder BB gun. Ralphie roared with fists clenched with rage. You have forgotten the true meaning of Christmas, let me remind you, Garfield said as he took out his Desert Eagle. Enough talking! Get him, my minion! Ralphie ordered to his Baylor. Ralphie's 15-foot Baylor demon approached Garfield with roars and growls with fire coming out of mouth eyes, but Garfield was not impressed. Chew on this, Garfield said as he threw a grenade into the Baylor's mouth. Garfield then shot the grenade with his Desert Eagle, blowing the Baylor's head off. The louder they roar, the louder they explode, Garfield said with manly confidence. So Garfield, my minion has proven no match for you. Very well, it is no matter, for the powers of darkness protect me, Ralphie gloated with glee. We will see about this, Garfield said as he fired a barrage of bullets at Ralphie, but to his surprise, they deflected off harmlessly. See, Garfield, no force on this earth can harm me. Now feel the wrath of hell, declared Ralphie as he raised his flaming Red Ryder BB gun at Garfield. It will take more than force fields to hide from my justice, Garfield said with stern righteousness. Garfield took out from his pocket a silver bullet blessed by St. Michael and Santa Claus and loaded it into his Desert Eagle. If you love hell so much, why not move there permanently? Garfield said as he shot the silver bullet. The bullet soared and broke through Ralphie's dark barrier and bore into his chest. No! Cried out Ralphie in pain as he fell back into his own hell portal, getting sucked in. The portal then exploded, leaving him no escape. Hell is for children, Garfield quipped as he put Lasagna's cigarette in his mouth. After disposing of villainy, Garfield freed Ralphie's family from their prison cage. Thank you, Garfield, you are a true hero. It is a shame our son could not be a real man like you, said Ralphie's father with admiration. Yay, Garfield! Shouted Randy with joy of seeing his hero. Garfield, you have done us and the world a great favor today. I would like to thank you in private, said Ralphie's mother, rubbing Garfield's manly biceps. Why, sure thing, my holiday honey. I have a special present for you that needs unwrapping, Garfield said, pointing down to his pants. Very well, let us go and celebrate the season the way we were meant to, said Ralphie's mother as he led Garfield to the bedroom. As they walked, Ralphie's father and Randy gave Garfield a thumbs up. When they arrived at bedroom, Ralphie's mother laid down on bed. Garfield, give me pleasure like Santa Claus gives out presents, with generosity and enthusiasm, said Ralphie's mother with wanting. Very well, my Christmas cutie. I will climb down your chimney and make you sing carols, Garfield said with a wink as he let down his pants for pleasure party. Garfield, you know just what to say to warm a woman on a cold winter night, said Ralphie's mother with swooning. You know it, babe. I have a candy cane that needs licking and its flavor never runs out, Garfield said as he unleashed his man staff. I have been a good girl this year. Please give me what I deserve, said Ralphie's mother as she undid her clothes. I am going to stuff your stocking with loving, Garfield said as he was climbed on Ralphie's mother and rode her like a one-horse open sleigh. Garfield rode Ralphie's mother with force and power, bringing her higher than Santa's sleigh and making her feel joy like she never felt. Through his loving, her heart and body filled with holiday spirit, and they made love like warm eggnog, sweet, thick, and intoxicating. The end? Author's note. I would like to wish everyone belated happy holidays. Please stay safe and do not summon demons. It was a sunny morning when the Super Bowl committee was about to announce the halftime act for the Super Bowl. In attendance was famous singers like Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, and Kanye West. Kanye West sat in smug contempt, knowing he would be chosen. I will be singing the halftime show. I am the greatest living man, even greater than Garfield, thought Kanye West to himself with vanity. As committee chairman opened the letter, all gasped with anticipation and sweat ran down their faces. The next Super Bowl halftime show will be Garfield, declared the Super Bowl committee announcer with excitement. Everyone cheered and celebrated except Kanye West, who exploded into a fit of rage. "What?" cried out Kanye West as he bolted from chair. "This is an abomination. I am the chosen artist of the millennium. It should be me who performs," shouted Kanye West with grandiosity. "You are chosen man of the trash heap. Garfield is clearly the greatest man," said Super Bowl committee chairman to Kanye West. "You will all pay for this in dividends," Kanye West said as he boarded his private jet. "Take me home. I need to speak with my lovely Kim for advice," said Kanye West to Pilot as he sat back in his recliner chair. Kanye West's private plane flew like eagle with a wing full of fury and came to his mansion headquarters. Kanye West departed his plane to enter the comfort of his house and be greeted by his beloved. "Kanye, you are back. You must be so happy that you are singing in the Super Bowl," Kim Kardashian said, rushing to Kanye West. "No, you will not believe the insults I endured. I will not be singing in the Super Bowl. Instead, it will be Garfield," spatted out Kanye West in disgust. "But Kanye, you are the chosen artist of the millennium. This cannot be," said Kim Kardashian with disbelief. "I know, something must be done. I cannot let them disrespect my artistry," Kanye West said with determination. "Maybe it is time to use Plan Zero," said Kim Kardashian with advice. "Yes, with Plan Zero, they will be forced to obey me and honor my contributions to humanity," Kanye West said with self-glorious delusion. Meanwhile, in an expensive clothing store, Beyonce, Rihanna, Katy Perry, and Taylor Swift were shopping for expensive clothes. Then out of the mist, Kanye West appeared before them wielding a shotgun. "Kanye West, what is the meaning of this?" cried out Beyonce with panic. "Enough small talk, you are my prisoners now. With you as my hostages, the Super Bowl committee must make me the halftime act," Kanye West shouted with anger. "You have no right to do this, you pig," cried out Rihanna with disgust. "I have the right to do what I want. I am the chosen artist of the millennium," roared Kanye West with tyranny. "Now get into my limo before you feel wrath," Kanye West said as he forced ladies into limo. Meanwhile, in an all-American roadside bar, Garfield was drinking lasagna beer and relaxing to his groove. He had a big show to put on, but he wasn't sweating any worries. "Rocking out is one of my favorite things to do, along with eating lasagna, loving ladies, and dispensing justice," Garfield thought to himself. Garfield was watching his favorite show, Sexy Ladies Eating Lasagna, on the bar TV, when all of a sudden interruptions came. "This program is being interrupted by an important message from Kanye West," said the TV announcer. Kanye West then appeared on TV for all to see, with shades and smug, expressionless face. He was in a room which looked like a secret lab. Behind him was Beyonce, Rihanna, Taylor Swift, and Katy Perry trapped in giant clear test tubes. "Ladies and gentlemen, people of the world, it is I, Kanye West, the chosen artist of the millennium. I come here to you with decrees. If you do not restore my proper place in the universe and make me the halftime Super Bowl act, I will inject these hot, sexy ladies with Ebola," Kanye West threatened with intent. "To show my seriousness, I will give a display of my capabilities," Kanye West said as he snapped his fingers. At his beckoning, a servant appeared to him. "What is it, my liege?" said the servant to Kanye West. "My humble servant, you will now perform your greatest task and give yourself to me whole. For the glory of my name, you must be sacrificed," said Kanye West as he injected the servant with Ebola. As Kanye West's injection The servant became to undertake a startling transformation. "Wog!" cried out the servant as his body twitched and contorted in unnatural ways. Before long, his body had transformed completely into a hideous Ebola monster. "Behold my power and tremble in fear," exclaimed Kanye West, pointing to his Ebola monster. "You have 24 hours to give in to my demands, or else these fine specimens of ladyhood will suffer the consequences. Kanye, out," said Kanye West as he switched off his broadcast. Garfield trembled with anger at the depravity he witnessed. So angry was he that, without realizing, he crushed beer glass in his hand to fine sand. "There was a play called Kanye West, and the only vaccine is my fist," Garfield said with justice so great it could make children cry. Garfield caroused out of bar like whirlwind of valor. Once outside, he boarded his custom Harley-Davidson motorcycle for riding intent. "My road is the road of the hero, alone and full of sacrifice," said Garfield as he revved his motorcycle and took last bite of his lasagna sandwich. As Garfield rode off to meet his destiny, he turned on radio for jamming beats but was appalled at noise he heard. Up next is "Lasagna is for the Poser," a song by Kanye West about how he is cooler than Garfield, said radio announcer with throat-choking words. "What?" roared Garfield at the hearing of nonsense. "Lasagna feeds the weak of mind. This is the truth you will find. Only food you need is my rhymes. Loser cats should get with the times. Lasagna is for the poser. I say it over and over. To the master your head shall lower. My art is ferocious like a lawnmower." "What weakness," said Garfield with disgust as he turned off radio. "This is not music, but the ramblings of a homeless baby," Garfield said with searing truth. "No talent blasphemers must pay for their crimes against music and humanity," Garfield said with renewed determination as he rode on to Kanye West's mansion. Garfield rode. He was pursued by biker warriors working for Kanye West. They wore badges with Kanye West's face and wielded guns that shot Ebola needles. "I am the doctor of pain and my diagnosis is murder," Garfield said as he took out his Desert Eagle and aimed at Ebola biker scum. "Time to cure you of life," Garfield said as he fired a rain of bullets which tore through biker villain flesh. "My storm of bullets washes the filth of villainy," Garfield said with satisfaction as he continued onward. Garfield's riding eventually came to a stop when he reached West Mansion. As Garfield approached, thunder clashed with lightning for the fate of the heavens themselves. He knew that a showdown of destiny was about to happen. Garfield approached the mansion gates, which were decorated with gargoyles with Kanye West's head on them. "Nothing like a good tailgate," Garfield said as he punched the gate down. "The only thing I will be grilling is Kanye West's face," Garfield declared while walking to mansion. As Garfield entered yard, he passed fountain, which had statue of Kanye West spitting water and holding a Nobel Peace Prize trophy. "Tomfoolery," Garfield roared as he smashed statue with his mighty fists. Garfield then walked into mansion to serve justice like fine wine, aged and chilled. In the mansion room, he saw decorations of decadence, paintings of Kanye West in historical and mythic scenes, fighting minotaurs and crossing the Rubicon. In the center was a statue of Kanye West with a great sword standing triumphantly over a dragon. "Make-believe victories for make-believe man," Garfield said with stoic truth. On the statue, Garfield saw a switch and went close for examining. On flipping the switch, the statue and surrounding floor went down like elevator to a secret basement lab. Lab was made of halls with walls and floors. "The torment of innocence screams from this lab," Garfield said to himself knowingly. As Garfield explored and explored, he finally arrived at destination. He saw Kanye West in test tubes filled with sexy ladies in distress. Garfield rushed in for confrontations, ready to bring down his hammer of justice on Kanye West's feeble flesh. "Garfield, what are you doing in my treasured home? How dare you?" Kanye West cried out in disbelief. "Did you think you could kidnap ladies and insult with mean nursery rhymes and live?" Garfield said as he cracked his knuckles. I am the chosen artist of the millennium. You are nothing. Crush him, Kanye West ordered to his Ebola monster. The Ebola monster rushed Garfield with shoulder charge, but Garfield stopped him with one hand. Madness of the mind deforms flesh. Time to end the misery, poor beast, Garfield said with solemn words as he picked up Ebola monster and pile-drived him into ground. Find peace in the abyss, Garfield said as he looked down at dead Ebola monster with sadness. How could you? I order you to leave. You are nothing. I am the future, Kanye West squealed with tantrum. You have no future, Garfield said as he glared at Kanye West with eyes of burning lasagna. No! I am the chosen artist of the millennium. I am a genius. I am unstoppable. Feel my strength, said Kanye West as he ran toward Garfield in flailing motion and punched a fist at him, but it was deflected off like foam on a brick wall. Worm, you claim godhood, but have not even achieved manhood. Feel my fist and fall to hell, Garfield said as he thrust mighty fist at Kanye West, vaporizing him into dust. After the vaporizing of Kanye West, Kim Kardashian came out to Garfield. Garfield, I was in love with Kanye West, but now I see what a true man is. Will you not take me and give me loving pleasure? Pleaded Kim Kardashian with wanting in her voice. I do not lay with beasts, Garfield said as he threw his lit handgun lighter at Kim Kardashian, making her explode into flames. With another job well done, Garfield strutted over to ladies in peril and freed them of their test tube prisons. Garfield, it is too late, said Taylor Swift with sadness. Yes, that is true, Garfield. Kanye West already injected us with Ebola. We are doomed, sighed Beyonce with hopelessness. Have no fear, pussycats. My manly loving can cure all diseases, Garfield said with a wink as he unsheathed his man-blade. Oh, Garfield, you always know what to say to put ladies' mind at ease, said Katy Perry with relief. Garfield, you are the teacher. We are the students. Please maximize our pleasure capsules, Rihanna said with desire. You got it, baby bottoms, but first thing is first. You ladies must put on your own halftime show for me. Pleasure yourselves for my amusement, Garfield said as he sat back with champagne glass and lasagna cigarette. Anything for you, Garfield, Katy Perry said as she began kissing Rihanna with all of her mouth and face. Taylor Swift and Beyonce began rubbing each other against each other like butter being rubbed on toast, and Garfield watched with much entertainment at the lady-loving. This is fun, but loving is not a spectator sport, Garfield said as he jumped in for a good time. Garfield, please show us what a real artist can do with his paintbrush, moaned Beyonce with ecstasy. You know it, hotcakes. I will be making my masterpiece of pleasure. My canvas will be your bodies. My paintbrush will be my manhood, Garfield said as he prepared himself to give his special ladies the time of their life. All of the lovely ladies then laid down on a king-size bed next to each other and waited patiently for Garfield to give them pleasure power of maximum force. This is what I call a babe buffet, Garfield said as he took turns thrusting his cosmic love katana into each of the fine females. Garfield, you are a man like none other on this earth. You make me want to write songs about you, Taylor Swift whinnied with pleasure. Right now, the only lyrics you will be singing is moans of satisfaction, Garfield said to his songbirds as he pleasured with force of a bull and grace of a gazelle. The loving went on for hours, but what seemed like moments as Garfield spread his loving on his darling divas with expertise of a master. The ladies sweat with love and shed tears of pleasure as they received their loving like mailbox receiving letters, eager and full of pride. After lovemaking, the ladies felt renewed. Garfield, it is a miracle. We are cured of Ebola, exclaimed Katy Perry with joy. I told you, the only vaccine you need is here, Garfield said, pointing down at his pants. Garfield, can you not love us more? We are hungry, and you are the main meal of manhood, said Beyonce, licking her lips. Garfield considered her thoughts, but looked down at his pocket watch and realized the time. Oh no, it is almost time for Super Bowl halftime, Garfield said with surprise at seeing the time. Garfield, you will never reach the Super Bowl in time. We are too far away, sighed Taylor Swift with worry. No fear, my sexy stars. Behold, Garfield reassured ladies. Garfield put two mighty fingers in his mouth and whistled a mighty whistle, and a familiar voice was heard by all. Amico! It was John Arbuckle riding a fighter jet over the mansion. "Garfield, hurry on out. We have to hurry to the Super Bowl halftime show to rock out and melt faces," John Arbuckle said on loudspeaker. "There is my ride. I have to jet. I will catch you saucy sirens later," Garfield said coolly with a wink as he left mansion to board jet. "There is the chosen real man of the millennium," swooned Rihanna with longing as she watched Garfield leave. Garfield boarded the jet and with John Arbuckle flew to Super Bowl Stadium, where the Super Bowl was being played. When they arrived, they braked the jet and disembarked onto halftime stage, where the rest of the band was waiting for them. The crowd went into hysterics on seeing Garfield and John Arbuckle arrive on stage. Even Patriots and Seahawks lost their cool when seeing their heroes in the flesh. Garfield took out his mic and John Arbuckle took out his flaming lasagna electric guitar as they prepared to address the audience. "Hello, everyone here at Super Bowl Stadium. For your listening pleasure is hot new song off our new EP titled Lonely Lasagna Lover. Keep hold of your faces so they are not melted," Garfield said as he prepared to rock the stadium off its roof. Mist machines went off and lasers lights shot forth from stage. The song started with cool keyboard intro and was joined by John Arbuckle's chords of power for heavy metal rocking, and Garfield began to sing with awesome, manly voice. "Babe, always thinking about you, don't know any more what to do, walking alone, filled with doubt, wanting to lick you inside out. You are my lonely lasagna lover, a girl like you, there is no other. I'll be on you like Big Brother, because you are my lonely lasagna lover. Sugar, your lips make me hot. I want to give you everything I got. Like fresh lasagna, you are soft and wet. Kneel down and be my teacher's pet. You are my lonely lasagna lover. In your legs, I want to go undercover. I want to love you over and over because you are my lonely lasagna lover." John Arbuckle then began shredding with the precision of surgeon and the power of a comet, sparks and flames coming out of his guitar. In the audience, Garfield saw a nerdy girl with glasses. He waved his hand at her and using the power of metal turned her into a cool rocker chick with tight-fitting Garfield tank top. After electric solo, Garfield began singing again. "You are spicy and hot like tomato sauce, but in the bedroom, I am the boss. I am a starving man hungry for love. Our bodies fit together like a glove. You are my lonely lasagna lover. I can never live with another. Inside my thoughts you always hover, because you are my lonely lasagna lover." After a rocking performance, audience went into ecstatic celebration and applauded with the sounds of a hurricane fighting an earthquake. Both the Patriots and Seahawks cried at the power they witnessed, humbled and awed. "I think there is no doubt. The true winner of the Super Bowl and new owner of the Super Bowl trophy is Garfield," declared Super Bowl official, handing trophy to Garfield. "Thank you. I will put this in my collection," Garfield said calmly as he took trophy. As Garfield descended stage, ready to leave, both Patriots and Seahawks cheerleaders approached him with desire in their eyes. "Garfield, today was a life-changing day. We had thought what man was, but we lived a lie. Please take all of us and show us what a real man can do," said the Patriots head cheerleader with revelation. "Yes, Garfield, please tutor us on the ways of loving," said head Seahawks cheerleader with admiration of Garfield's muscles. "Okay, chickies, but remember, the bedroom is my field, and on it I am coach and quarterback," Garfield said as he put his arms around cheerleaders. As Garfield led his cheerleading chickies to the locker room, he was approached by another fine, sexy piece of woman. It was Giselle Bundchen. "Garfield, may I please join you for your lessons? On the football field, Tom Brady may be an all-star, but in the bedroom, he is just a water boy," said Giselle Bundchen with sultry seduction. Okay, my blonde babe, I will score a touchdown in your end zone," Garfield said with flirtations. "I will receive any pass you give me," Giselle Bundchen said with swooning. Garfield then led ladies to the locker room where he can show them what a pro athlete can really do. Garfield sent his pleasure power through ladies like a spiraling football being sent through time and space and scoring a touchdown in the cosmosphere. He then surged his loving through their lady holes, filling their bodies with erotic ecstasy. The end? Author's note: please have a happy and safe Super Bowl. Everyone wins if we all have fun. So that is all for now. Like and favorite the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to get more content. I upload every Saturday, or at least try to. Hit the notification bell if you want to get notified of new uploads. Like the Facebook page to also get notified. I am also on Instagram and on TikTok and on Tumblr. Thank you so much for watching. Please be safe and healthy. And remember, it's chaos. Be kind.